right, we're here for another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered with the Kingdom Twist. We talk sports talk, we talk all subjects, and at the end, somebody has a last word where they give an encouraging message to all those that are listening. If you want to listen tonight, if you're on Kingdom Purpose TV and you want to come over and chat with us a little bit, you can find us on our Facebook page at Kingdom Purpose TV on our Facebook page. All right, y'all wave at everybody. We got a lot to talk about. All right, y'all. Can y'all hear?
I'm here.
Tony, can you hear?
I can hear just fine.
All right, how is your headphones now working?
Nope.
All right, we can hear you, so I don't know how you gonna reciprocate the conversation, but everything's fine on our end. So we can try to get you straight. Hopefully, you can get it right before we get into it. Man, we got a lot to talk about in sports. We had an awesome weekend for sports this past weekend. We're gonna talk about the Chargers. We're gonna talk about Marcus Smart has some comments we're gonna talk about some NBA basketball with Damian Lillard. We've got to mention those Cowboys. I hate mentioning it, but we've got to mention those Cowboys. But right now, we always start off with Monday Night Football, so let's get into it. We got the Monday Night Football that just came in. We had the Chiefs playing the Giants, man. Despite a series of self-inflicted blows, the Chiefs got back to 500 on Monday night with a 20-17 win over the Giants at Arrowhead Stadium. Patrick Mahomes was 29 for 48 for 275 yards with a touchdown and an interception. The interception was his league-leading 10th. Patrick Mahomes is leading the league in interceptions with 10. He would have thrown another if not for an offensive penalty against the Giants. So the Chiefs come away with the victory, but they sure don't look good coming away with that victory. So what we want to do, guys, now we want to talk about this Monday Night Football game, man. Did the Chiefs do themselves any justice with this Monday night game that came on? Go ahead, Elliot.
The only justice they did themselves was winning that game. They had to win that game. The next 5 games are losses. The Raiders, Dallas, Broncos, and then the Raiders again. Which game will they win? None of those. So they're going to lose the next 5 games. They needed this game. Houston, there's a problem in Kansas City.
Boy, if we were still giving points, I'd have rate you up right there. You came with some info. The next 5 teams, even doing this research. Boy, you came with a hot take right there. That was good. I don't know about the Broncos, them not beating the Broncos, though. I don't know about that. I think they might beat the Broncos, though, but we'll see about that. Go ahead, Howard. Can you hear now?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you hear fine. Go ahead. Talk about that game last night.
Listen, man. The Chiefs escaped by their little hairs on their chinny chin chins because they were supposed to lose that game last night. The Giants beat them last night, but just came up with an L. Giants beat them last night. Pat Mahomes, he's not. I don't know if anything is going on with him, man. But this is not the Pat Mahomes that we've grown to love and know that can really play this game. And then again, it may be he's pressing too hard, you know. But when I looked at that game last night, the Giants should have won the game. But like you said, Bishop, if that man would have went off sides on that interception, Giants would have won that game, hands down. And the way that they played against the Giants. Then they got to play Dallas. They got to play the sorry Raiders. They got to play the sorry Broncos. So, Ellie, you might be right. They might win 3 games out of that 5, but they ain't beating Dallas.
Tony.
All right. So first of all, if anybody watched the game, if you've been watching the games all year, you would know that the problem with the Chiefs is the defense. Right now, I think it's one player, Daniel Sorensen, who has been responsible for getting beat 7 times for touchdowns this year. Y'all hear me? 7 times. Daniel Sorensen has been responsible for being beat, just being in the wrong place. That touchdown to Ingram on the side, he had outside leverage, but what does he do? He falls for a fake on the inside where he had not one, but 2 other defenders there. If they can't get it right on the defense, they're never going to win. As far as Patrick Mahomes, the reason why I do agree that there might be a little bit of pressing, but let's not forget, he's had 10 interceptions. 3 of those have been documented off the hands of receivers that have bounced off of their hands and into the hands of the other team. Also, they're throwing a lot because they're playing from behind. How many fumbles? How many have they had? Edwards-Helaire started the season off with 2 fumbles. So it's a lot going into it. The problem is you don't play football. So everybody who's underestimating the Chiefs, including those Cowboys, believe me, I respect the Cowboys defense, but they are going to get tested when they play those Chiefs because they still have some very good players on the offensive side of the ball. And when everything starts to come together, let's not forget, they've lost running backs, linemen all this year. So Patrick Mahomes did have to do a lot. I'm a Broncos fan, and I wouldn't bet you a jelly bean that the Broncos was going to beat them. So I'm just saying, I agree they won, but at the end of the day, when the stat sheets say wins and losses, this ain't college where you get ranked on how good you look. It's by how many W's you get. And while they're putting stuff together, as long as they can keep getting the ugly wins until they can get it together, they'll be right there at the end.
Yeah, I don't know I think the defense is really what's causing a lot of the problems with them. But I think he's pressing. I think Patrick Mahomes is pressing. And I heard somebody say, now what do y'all think about this? I heard somebody say everybody's been talking about let's figure out Lamar Jackson. Let's figure out Lamar Jackson. Let's figure out Lamar Jackson. Y'all think they figured out Patrick Mahomes?
What is there to figure out? I figured out he can throw the ball all the way downfield on the run on one leg. There's nothing to figure out. They might have figured out the offense a little bit. They started bracketing Kelsey, which is good. They started bracketing Hill with keeping somebody way deep and keeping somebody right on him so that they can't get him the ball so he can make those big plays. So they're not figuring out Mahomes. They figured out Andy Reid's and Eric Bieniemy's offense. But the reality is Mahomes has made some good throws, and he has been victim to some drops. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to exonerate him because the dude is throwing some bad balls.
I go ahead and say,
he's thrown some very, very bad balls. So I will agree with that. But what I'm saying is there's no figure out. You can't figure out great quarterbacks. You can just, like they said, you dropping too deep safety and you're not letting him get beat. You making him take the underneath, and he don't want to throw a 5-yard ball. He want to throw a 100-yard ball.
But Bishop, but Tony, now you said great quarterbacks, but don't great quarterbacks figure that thing out instead of knowing that you got to go underneath instead of always trying to go for the money ball? Great quarterbacks figure that out.
Before you answer that, Tony, let me just ask you, how are you saying he's not a great quarterback?
That's what I was about to say.
No.
Okay, all right.
Man, he's top 5, man. He's top 5 in the, to me. He's top 5 in the NFL. I'm just saying great quarterbacks figure it out. And I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback, but I was just going off of what Tony said about great quarterbacks. He's got to figure this out. He's got to know that he can't always throw the ball 50 yards or whatever, 10 yards. I don't know how many yards.
And he can't always do a jump pass all the time.
And you got to do the underneath like they've been talking about, man. Take that underneath. You know what I'm saying? It helps your offense more. They are not the same team that they have been the last few years. Period. They are not. They're not the same team. Defensively, they've been almost the same team. If you really think about it, they just put up points. Patrick Mahomes and them was just putting up points.
No. So the defense before, they used to give up runs. Now teams don't even have to run on them. They just go for the bomb on Daniel Sorensen and he give it up. I'm telling you, he is literally a hole. They might be better playing with 10 people out there than it is with him. Because
oh man, that's funny.
He's taking up a space that's supposed to be guarded, but in reality, it's not.
Elliot, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, I don't think that they have figured him out. I think it's just that he's not as sharp as he's usually been over the last couple, maybe 3 years. And then this year, the defense, he's having to try to compensate for what's going on both sides of the ball, and he's making mistakes that he normally wouldn't make.
All right, I understand that. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all think the Chiefs in trouble? I mean, when I say trouble, I mean of missing the playoffs.
They definitely in trouble.
Because the teams like the Browns, yeah, but like you look at the teams who are in front of them. The Titans might be in trouble. The Colts, they still got Carson Wentz, so I ain't putting no money on them. The Titans, they just lost the MVP, if you ask me, and Derrick Henry. So it's like if you look at the rest of the teams in the league, 7 teams are going to make the playoffs. You can't tell me that they're the 8th best team in the AFC. So even if by default, I think they'll make it to the playoffs, because I do think 3 of the teams from the North are going to go. I think only 1 of them are going to fall out. I'm not quite sure on the Bengals after what they did to the Jets, and you just don't know how long Ben Roethlisberger can hold up getting hit the way he's getting hit. So there's room for him to make the playoff. And then Baker Mayfield, let's not even talk about him. So there's a chance, you know what I'm saying? There's a chance just by default, because it's not like it's the NFC. If they were in the NFC right now, I'd be like, there's no question they're not making the playoffs.
All right. Well, that's good. Then we'll go. But I want to talk about this trade that happened today. This Von Miller trade that went over to the Chargers, man, and he had a few words to say. We're gonna listen to that, and then we'll come back and talk.
Had a lot of beautiful years here. Had a lot of great memories here. A lot of great teammates. A lot of great coaches. A lot of great fans. And, I'll never forget all of those people 100%.
To be clear, you weren't trying to get out there, right?
I was. It was a surprise. You see the stuff in the media every year for the last 4 years. You've seen it, but you never, know. It's just hard to just grip with reality sometimes. This team they're gonna start winning soon, and we got a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches here. The staff is amazing, and I wanted to be a part of it to fix it. You just got to keep moving.
How did they explain it to you that they wanted to just still play for a Super Bowl? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of numb, and it's all kind of new, but it just happened, and I'm on the way to LA.
What do you think about going to the Rams?
Great team. Been a huge fan of Aaron Donald for a long time. They got a great defense. Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, all these guys. So I'm excited. I've always been a team guy. I've always been a great teammate, and I'm going to continue to do the same thing.
And you hope to be able to play right away? You were close last week?
I was close last week. I hope to be able to play this week versus the Titans on Sunday night.
Will you always have Super Bowl 50? Will that be?
I always have Super Bowl 50. Seeing the pictures when I was walking out, it just made me tear up. But we always got Super Bowl 50. I always got Broncos country. And let's keep going.
Man. Hey, man, I mean, we're going to talk about this in a minute, man, but did it look like he's sad about leaving the Denver Broncos like that? He was about ready to cry, didn't he?
Yeah, he's
got a lot of history there, man. It's been 11 years. It has been in there the good times, been in there the bad times. I mean, it's home. That's all he knows. And just to up and get traded. I mean, he going to the Rams, possible Super Bowl team. So yeah, he's leaving family.
But the best thing, that's the best part about going to a team that's that's pretty good. They're really good. But at the same time, and he was surprised. If you think about it, he was surprised he was gone.
He was surprised.
I was surprised that they let him go. You know what I'm saying? So, that's his heart, man. Denver is his heart, where he started. That's the team that he loves. He'll always have love for him. But once he get in LA, all of that's gonna go away. Winning soothes the soul.
Winning soothes the soul. Don't.
So as the resident Broncos fan, I first like to, shed one for him. Was I surprised he got traded? No, I'm actually surprised that he wasn't traded before. The Broncos are have been in this rebuild process almost since Peyton Manning retired. We have not been able to get the quarterback position right. And the reality is, just like with Seattle years ago, it's really easy to build up around a lot of high-paid players when your quarterback doesn't make a lot of money. But when you're paying your quarterback a lot of money, then you can't, have the room for everybody else. Well, for us, Von Miller was making the majority of the money. It started off a couple of years ago. Had to let Harris go. Had to let Jackson go. We had to let Malik Jackson in the middle go. It's every time someone comes up to get paid, they have to go because it's so much money. So him being sad, he's an all-time Bronco. First of all, he's an all-time Bronco. He will go down in history. He actually changed that franchise. People say the franchise turned around when they got Peyton Manning. No. Broncos have been losing for years. When they drafted Von Miller, he came out of the gate. He changed the defense. They were the number one rated defense for years in a row. He's going to a good team, but he'll always be, because this was his home. He said before, remember, he took a pay cut 2 years ago. On that bigger pay cut, but it was a little pay cut just to make room for them to sign other players. And he took a pay cut last year to make room for them to keep Simmons. But at the end of the day, the numbers just are what they are. And with him being injured the way that he's been, you can't take up that much of the cap and only play 8-9 games a year. You can't. So as much as I'm going to miss him, the Broncos are rebuilding, and he needs to go chase another ring.
And especially if they're not going to go to the Super Bowl or nothing, you can't. Yeah. You can't warrant that. But let me ask you a question: Does this make the Chargers the best defense in the NFL?
You mean the Rams?
I mean, yeah, the Rams. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it charged, but the Rams. I'm sorry.
Look.
Yes. There's no. Yes, they were already among the best defenders in the league, and the only thing that they were able to do is they were able to stop. They were able to double team Darnold, but they got Floyd on one side, they got Miller on the other side, and you have the best corner, not one of the best corner in Jalen Ramsey. Plus, they have a lot of other good players, and they have a good scheme.
The best corner in the NFL right now. The best corner in the NFL right now reigns in Dallas.
Oh God.
The corner with the most interceptions reigns in Dallas. The best corner
reigns in Dallas right now. Show some signs,
bruh. Listen, look, you don't get to go on a hot streak and all of it. Okay, so that means whoever going high 9 threes in a game is the best NBA 3-point shooter. Anybody here tired of that? I mean, he's a good cornerback. Don't get me wrong. I love Trayvon. I love Trayvon.
We're not talking about basketball. We're talking about football.
Oh, so wait. So you saying that White for the Jets is the best quarterback in the league because he had the best game last week? Bro, ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. Listen.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Trayvon
My man is putting himself week in and week out, week 1, week 2, week 3. How many weeks? 4, 5, 6? Oh, he didn't play 6, 7?
Yes.
Come on, man.
And he also has more interceptions than tackles. So I ain't trying to hear it. He is Deion Sanders reincarnated, which is great. Hall of Famer. Ramsey is that dude. Ramsey follows the best wide receiver, tight end, whoever it is on the other team. He follows them. He is Revis Island. Ramsey is the best cornerback in the league.
And he does the same thing. And he's young.
No, he doesn't.
So come on, man.
No, he doesn't. Dude, you act like Ramsey.
Yes, he does.
Ramsey's been in the league 4 years, 5 years.
I don't care how many years he's been in the league.
Okay.
He does the same thing Ramsey do. Only thing he does is intercept the ball.
We getting off this. This Cowboy stuff.
I think they got potentials if they put it together of being a top defense, maybe top 10 defense all time. That's how good their defense look to me with this addition.
Hey, Bishop. It looks good. It definitely looks good. It definitely looks good.
There was a text, a message in the thread, Tony. Somebody mute Tony, the Dallas hater.
Yeah, no, I'm not a Dallas hater.
You're not a Dallas hater.
I'm the one who's been saying Trayvon Diggs is a great young corner, but I'm not going to disrespect the greatest in the league right now.
You can't defend that he's not a hater. He's a hater.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna agree or disagree with that statement.
I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan hater.
Now I am on that bandwagon with you, buddy.
Y'all go with all this mess.
I said this. The Dallas Cowboys better, and I mean better, win the Super Bowl. Because Tony, if they don't win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna call all the Dallas fans like their car warranty is about to expire. If y'all don't win the Super Bowl, I'm calling y'all like y'all car warranty is about to expire. They call you every 3 days to let you know.
The same team that they predicted would not win the division this year. So y'all can say whatever you want to say. Say it all.
Y'all,
hey, come see me in January.
Y'all better win. I'm telling you that. You better win. Hey, listen. All right, let's go. This ain't even the Cowboys segment. This ain't it. Why are we even talking together? Man, y'all got me loud, man. I'm waking people up in my house.
This dude on the left-hand side of me.
Yeah. This ain't the Dallas. Hey, look, let's talk about this. Marcus from the Celtics made a comment about Jason Tatum and Jalen, and let's listen to it real quick.
Try to teach you. Sounds like there's some trouble brewing in Beantown. The Celtics off to their worst start at home in franchise history after a loss to the Chicago Bulls last night. They're 2-5 overall, last place in the Atlantic Division. And now these comments from Marcus Smart.
I would just like to play basketball. Every team knows we're trying to go to Jason and Jalen. And every team is programmed and studied to stop Jason and Jalen. And I think everybody's scouting report is make those guys try to pass the ball. They don't want to pass the ball. And that's something that they're going to learn.
All right. Hey, should Boston fans be worried? Anybody?
I don't think they should be worried.
Okay. Explain. Why not?
The reason being, they should be ashamed of themselves. I can tell you that part. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Why shouldn't they be worried though?
That team that they have is a good enough team to do what they're supposed to do, man.
And what's that?
They're just not doing it. They are the worst team in the East to me.
And so the fans shouldn't be worried that they're the worst team in the East?
I don't know if you should be worried. You might just say, you know what, hey, I give up. No, but they ain't gonna do that. I think they just need to get themselves together, man. Because 2-3 years ago, Bishop, these guys played basketball together. They played basketball together. Now it just does not seem like they're playing basketball together.
Well, we know that by the comment he just made.
This is what happens when you don't play basketball together.
Elliot, what do you think?
Hey, it's still early. They 2-5. You got a lot of things to work out.
That ain't good.
I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna win the championship or anything, but they still got some time to figure things out. 2-5 is still early. We got another 75, 76 games to go.
That ain't good, Elliot.
What do you think, Tone? Should they be worried, Boston fans?
They ain't good.
First, before I give my answer, I have to apologize to the Dallas Cowboy fans because I got a text from my wife saying I am not a Dallas Cowboy fan hater. I happen to love a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Who is that?
That being said,
Paula.
Paula's
my wife.
Man,
So,
boy, I mean, listen, Tone. I am so glad my wife is a Steelers fan. Because if she was a Cowboy fan, I would be a Cowboy fan hater. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey, Elliot, man, listen, man. I don't know what it is about that blue and silver, man. It does something to them, man. But you can't say it, Tony. I can. My wife's a Steelers fan, so something is wrong.
My wife's a Cowboy fan as well.
Your wife? Oh, well, man, I can't talk about nobody. All right, go ahead, Tony, man. Your wife a Cowboy fan, Elliot?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry,
back to Howard's other trash team. I remember last week. I remember last week we were having this conversation about the Lakers losing, and they in trouble, man. They in trouble because they lost a couple of games in the first game of the season. So
They still
I
don't
will
look
say
good.
this. Okay, but they look better than the Celtics. But anyway, that's not
I
the point.
agree
The
with
point was,
I agree
are the
with you.
Celtics in trouble?
I
I
do.
think the Celtics are. I think fundamentally they're built wrong. I don't think they have someone to distribute the ball. They don't have a floor general. They don't have a point guard. They played best when they had someone whose job was to distribute the ball. Because when Jason Tatum gets it, he's right. Marcus Smart is right. It goes up. When Brown gets the ball, they're right. The ball goes up. The problem is, I don't believe Marcus Smart was the one who should say it. Because who is he going to pass the ball to, Marcus? You're shooting below 30% from the field. So it's like.
But Marcus is the voice of the team, though. You think that might have been a the locker room? So you think that might have been a locker room thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe so. I don't believe Marcus Smart has earned the right with his play to be like the leader of the team. This should be something that Tatum is stepping up. Excuse me. Tatum is stepping up and saying, but Tatum right now is the culprit. So it's the problem is this is a new coach. Danny Ainge left. They ran your boy off the coaching staff and they put him up in the front office. They're right. The team is just not built well. They need someone to distribute the ball and to run an offense. But let's be fair. Udoka is trying to come in and bring a San Antonio.
Didn't they bring the guy from the Lakers?
What? Oh, yeah, but so he's not a point guard. He's more of a scorer. He's more like a poor man's Russell Westbrook kind of thing, where
extremely poor.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna get shrewd. I'm not gonna take that much away from him. He's a good player, but he's not a distributor. He's another person who his assists only come off of him driving and kicking. So
let me tell you
the
problem with the Celtics. Y'all got y'all bandwagon hitched on Tatum and Brown. They not, and y'all got that for the next 5 years. So that means 4 years ago, 3 years ago, when y'all had that good run without Kyrie, and y'all was thinking, oh man, we got a good nucleus. But it's hard to win with young people as your leaders of your team. It's hard, man, when they young like that. You need a veteran to be the leader of your team. And so I don't think and I don't mean to be talking, because I mean all of y'all probably looking at me and I'm looking at y'all, but I'm really looking at Howard. But everybody, y'all might can't tell I'm just looking at Howard because of the way it is. But I'm really looking at Howard as I'm having this conversation. Y'all are. I don't see y'all winning nothing. Not just this year.
Well, you got to understand, Bishop. A lot of things can change through the year, through the trades and all. A lot of things can change.
I mean, who y'all gonna trade? Y'all hit y'all wagon to Brown and Tatum, and one of them got to be the ones y'all gonna trade to make a difference.
Got money. Put it that way. We got
what
money
y'all
to spend.
got?
What I'm saying is,
y'all ain't get Brown and Tatum max deals.
Yeah, Brown is on his side. Yeah.
No, they both on max.
They both on max deals.
Those deals just kicked in.
So I mean,
but all that money ain't tied up in them, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Say it again.
Boston got some money. They got some money. But the thing is, man,
they don't get money, Howard, just because you say they got money.
So what?
Damn, how you figure? Tell me how they got money. So you said they could sign another strong player, another one.
Yeah, they can sign another strong one. You forget the money that they got because of your boy getting hurt.
Who?
They still got money. Hayward, and they got money for him going to Charlotte.
Yeah, but then there's a salary cap.
Say what?
Don't the NBA got a salary cap?
They got a salary cap, but they got. They
but you can go over it, or is that a hard cap?
I don't know
No,
if
they
it's
have a hard cap, but right now
Boston ain't going.
Right
Boston
now,
ain't doing that though.
The Boston Celtics are about $17 million over the cap. They're about $30 million from the hard cap. So the only way for them to get another player is for them to trade for him. So yes, they could trade for a Bradley Beal, but they can only trade for a team if they can match those salaries up to send it out for them to go over the salary cap. So right now, Boston is locked. Boston is locked until another one of those guys' deals come up to where they could be under the cap. Then they can sign another guy, and then they can re-sign their player. But until then, Boston is capped. Just
Boston
like
is
everybody
capped.
else.
And what I'm saying is, I don't see them Tatum unless Tatum becomes a superstar. I don't see them doing nothing. I mean, and it's okay that every team can't win the championship every year. So. I mean, we're not gonna talk about this long. We shouldn't even. If he hadn't have made that statement, we wouldn't even be talking about Boston right now. So the only thing that's and look, man, just because you don't like what I'm saying, don't mean you ain't gotta talk to me. Hey, just because I'm not agreeing with you, Howard, don't mean you ain't gotta talk to me because I'm not agreeing with you. We can go to the next topic then.
I don't need you to agree with me because you a hater too.
Why am I a hater? Because listen, everybody's not a hater. Not because of Boston.
Both of y'all are haters. You don't need to agree with me.
For Boston?
Look, I done told you they horrible right now.
Okay.
Period. I'm a Boston fan.
Do you think we should? Go ahead, Toe.
No, we should rename this show 3 Analysts and a Fan, because that's what this is.
That was funny, Howard. That was funny though. You gotta laugh at jokes when they funny. Yours be funny sometimes.
That wasn't funny to me.
Okay, all right, I understand. Thank you, bro. That was funny right there. See, that was funny. That was funny to me. That was funny. We laugh at your jokes too. All right, let's go.
I'm tired of y'all too, man. I'm tired of y'all too.
Look, man, they killing the Boston in the comments, man. They saying Boston needs to go play AAU. Let me go. I didn't say that. Thurgood say that. I'm calling you out. I'm snitching on Thurgood. He said that. I didn't say that.
Don't you ever get a comment from a man that don't know nothing about sports. Don't y'all ever put no comments up there about him.
All right, you right. I agree with you 100%. Hey, we got to talk about our fans. I agree with you 100%. All right, let's go, fellas. We gotta go. Listen, man, y'all saw this in Philly. I will get y'all what y'all
capable of. Just leaves defenders so vulnerable.
Chance going up here at the center as the 6-time All-Star Damian Lillard drains the.
Hey man, y'all see that, man? In Philly, they chant, and we want Lillard. Hey man, should the Blazers be worried?
No.
Because while they was chanting it, Chauncey Billups was on the sideline saying, "We want Lillard too." So the only difference is we got Lillard.
Right.
Do you think that's a good trade, Lillard for
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons.
Right now, I don't think Howard for Ben Simmons is a good trade. I keep Howard all day.
Ooh. All right. Well, I mean, if it ain't a conversation, Ellie, you got something to say about that? I just wanted to see what was going on with you.
Man, they some trash, man. Them fans some trash, man.
Ooh, Philly fan? Yeah.
Them fans some trash to be doing that, man. Come on, man.
Why?
Damian's like the heart of the team, man. They ain't trading him.
Because that dude is still on the team, man.
Who's Ben Simmons?
And yes, and dude, that's why he
don't want to be on the team.
Because of stuff like that.
No, he don't want to be on the team. He don't want to be on the team because he don't like missing them 3-pointers. And he don't like taking 3-pointers and getting called out.
No, he don't like what they said about him.
He
felt like they put him under the bus.
They did put him on the bus though.
They did.
They did do him wrong though. They did him dirty though.
And B wants to stand in front of everybody and say, when they say that he's going through a little mental thing, now he wants to say, okay, y'all, we can't hate Ben now, blah, 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 blah. But man, go sit down somewhere. Y'all don't want Ben Simmons on the team either.
No, they don't.
Because they won't.
They don't. Everybody want him go. It's crazy. Ben want to be. Everybody want him go, but Daryl Moore ain't get rid of him unless he feel like he get something something
Right.
back.
I mean, there's no way you just let him
gone.
go unless you can replace.
Yeah, Darren Moore want him gone too, but he want him gone for something.
Right.
Yeah, he want him gone for something.
And I don't want no draft picks.
They did him dirty though.
No,
they did him dirty though.
That's not gonna help him.
Yeah.
I like him, man.
That's crazy. I know. I like him. I want him on the team like the Golden State Warriors or like the Lakers.
Lakers would be good
or
for the Lakers.
somebody like that.
I would trade. Listen. I would trade Westbrook for Simmons.
Yes, but Philly wouldn't. I would too, but Philly wouldn't. I would. Oh man, I would do that trade in a heartbeat. What are you talking about? Where do I sign?
Yeah, I'd do that
all
trade
day.
I'd do that trade all day long. I'd trade him.
Well, Philly got so many. They got a million point guards as it is.
No, they don't have one.
No,
they got a bunch of people that go out there, but they don't have a point guard. Not that kind of point guard.
And the problem with Philly is.
So what is Maxey? What is Maxey?
Max is still a young player. No, he's a point guard, but he's not. He's a turnover-prone point guard who still play like a young player. This is the
That's
NBA. He just ain't got there yet. He'll be
so
there in a little bit.
What is this, second year?
Right. They not looking for a second-year player. They looking for an already established superstar who can come in there and impose his will on the game.
Tell him go get Rondo.
Who? I was reading the comments. I don't understand. What happened? Why are we talking about Rondo?
Busy.
He said to tell the Sixers to go get Rondo to be an established point guard. He already got a team.
He on the team right now.
He ain't playing.
I know. I know he a coach. Really,
he gonna play when it's appropriate.
Right. He gonna go back to playoff Rondo. He gonna play probably about 30 games in the season.
Well, y'all think them Lakers? Listen, I don't have the Lakers on the roster to be talked about tonight, but there's so many Laker fans in the comment. What y'all think about them Lakers? How they look?
They finding their rhythm. They getting to where they need to be. They still banged up a little bit, but they coming along.
All right,
coming well, man.
And LeBron taking games off to give Russ a chance to be Russ.
Good, man. They don't look good. They still look good against the Thunder, though. They should look good against them.
Howard. I don't know what they talking about. They don't look good, Howard.
They don't, Bishop.
They don't look good. They might be good later, but they don't look good now.
First of all,
they 4-2.
I ain't say
who was that team that just played and they ain't scored 95 points on the scrub team? Who was that team?
The Thunder. The Thunder.
No, it wasn't even the Thunder, was it? It was somebody, or was it the Thunder? Yeah, it was the Thunder. They scored 95 to 80 something.
95, 85.
Yeah.
And maybe they just trying to work through some stuff. Maybe that's what.
Man,
that's what they doing right now. Winners a win.
He taking time off. He trying to let Russ get comfortable playing with everybody else, and then once everybody gets comfortable and get in their role, then they'll be able to circulate. I don't think they're going to be the top seed in the West.
What do you think they are? You think they'll be top four? You think they're gonna be? You think they're gonna be top four?
No,
definitely. They 4 right now.
I mean, that ain't saying nothing. We 4 games in the
season. No, but based on the way other teams are trying to put it together too, because I expected Denver to be better. I expect
Portland to be better.
Right. Yeah. So there's a chance that they could be 4 by default.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because other teams aren't playing as well, and then the East has gotten so much better. So a lot of those wins that was easy wins in the East for the Western Conference teams aren't going to be easy wins, and so their records are going to be down. I mean, you still going to have to deal with Utah being at the top. You're going to have to deal with Golden State, which I am afraid of what they're going to look like when Klay come back.
Man, I think Golden State is going to be a monster, man.
They move the ball better than anybody, man. They just
almost in the history of the league.
Yeah, I love to see them play.
You talking about Klay coming back? The young boy ain't even back yet.
Yeah, but he's going to be a ball stopper because I think he actually might hurt the team more because he's not a real good big man defender because he's still. I
don't think nobody can hurt on that team.
No.
I think it's too many veterans. It's too many veterans with a veteran coach to let any one person hurt the floor of the offense.
No, right. I'm not saying he's going to hurt them as far as wins and losses. I'm talking about the way they play. They won't be able to play the same way with him in there.
He's going to have to adjust. They're not going to adjust to him. He's going to have to adjust to them.
Right.
That's too much of a veteran.
And as a matter of fact, it's a good chance that if he comes back, they're gonna feed him a lot so he can get real good, and then they can put him and Wiggins together and trade for somebody which might be Ben Simmons.
I think Ben Simmons will work on that team,
and I think that would be a good front court to have him beside Embiid. You know what I'm saying? The rookie, not the rookie,
Weissman or whatever.
Yeah, Weissman.
Yeah.
I think Weissman playing the 4 beside Embiid. I think that'll be.
The problem is he only gonna play beside Embiid 40 times. Because Embiid stay hurt, man.
Look, man, they're not trading Wiseman, man. I'm telling y'all.
I don't think they're gonna trade Wiseman either. They like that boy.
Not gonna trade that young boy. That young boy can pop out and hit that tray as a big man. He can pull the big man out of the paint. They're not trading him.
And
it's not happening.
I don't think they trade him.
They tried to trade Wiseman already twice this offseason, so it didn't. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and it sounds good, but he was in trade talks earlier. They were trying to trade him for Bradley Beal. So
I ain't heard nothing about it.
Yeah, but that's different though. That's different though. That's the only way they're gonna trade him. Oh, okay, yeah.
Dump him.
Yeah. It ain't but like 5 players that they'll trade for.
Right.
Bradley Beal is.
I mean, they ain't trading them for, you know what I'm saying, for Marcus Smart.
No. All right, look, we got to go, man. Time be flying, man. This quarter till. We got to get into our segments, man. We start this out with Howard Heroes. He's going to talk about who had the best play of the weekend. So here we go. Let's get to it.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Nobody saw this coming. The Jets get their first win of the year against one of the better quarterbacks in the league against Burrows, man. They got their first win. They rolled over top the Bengals. The Bengals were predicted to be in the top 6 or 7. Tony, I don't think they're in there now. They going back down to about 12. Man, if y'all saw this game Saturday, did y'all see this game? Michigan State and Michigan?
That was a good game.
This was a war, man. These boys were playing their behinds off. Michigan State rallied to beat them, baby, but, man, them two teams, they deserve a standing ovation, man. They balled out. I love the way both of the boys played. Man, Michigan State took it at the end. But, hey, look, Michigan is for real, though. Michigan is for real. Jim, he might still have his job, y'all. And them Cowboys, without Dak Prescott, what can you say? Can anybody say anything? They won again without Dak Prescott. Come on, y'all. Defense, stellar. Stellar defense. And we're still missing pieces. Come on, Cowboy Nation. Stand up. Stand up.
All right, that's how Heroes, man. He talk about it.
It was fine until that last one.
Yeah. Well, look. I say the Dallas talk until because I knew he had the Dallas in his segment there. So listen, man, this is what I want to know about the Cowboys. Do you take the Cowboys now or the field?
The field.
Elliot.
100% Cowboys. 100%.
Man, listen. Them Cowboys look good, man.
Okay. Right now,
hey man, them Cowboys.
Them Cowboys are the best team in the NFL. They're doing everything they're supposed to do. The starting quarterback go down, they're still winning. The defense step up, get the win for them. But they do not have a real game until January the 2nd. The next month and a half is against teams 500, teams they can beat that will not challenge them, and that's going to be their death going into the playoffs. They're going to play the Cardinals on the 2nd.
Okay.
Possibly they could win, but I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be challenged or tested. They're not going to be battlefield ready come playoff time. The Cowboys are going to lose it. like they always do.
You sound like a hater.
Super Bowl.
You
I'm not a hater. I like the
good at
Cowboys.
Tone.
You were doing good at first. You were doing good at first. You the same guy that say your team gonna win the division. So I don't want to hear another word from you.
Yeah,
they are the defending champs.
Yeah, right. They no longer defending it. They're handing it over willingly. So I would just say this about the Cowboys. They have one.
I heard that. Talk.
I'm sorry. This is what I say about the Cowboys. They are good, but like Elliot said, they haven't been tested yet. They've had one game, which was they played 2 games against teams with winning records. Those 2 games, they lost one close and they won one close. So, and that was against the Chargers. And there was what people consider to be a questionable call to give them the win. I don't, but some people question the call as to why they won against the Chargers. Like he said, when they start playing against other teams, and I don't think it has to go that far, Elliot. I think when they play the Chiefs, people keep sleeping on the Chiefs like they're just done just because their record is bad. Look at the teams that the Chiefs have lost to. Every team that they've lost to is at the top of the AFC. So it's not like they're losing the bumps. So I will say this. I respect the Cowboys, but I need to see just a little bit more from them playing against teams that matter.
That's true. Because you remember 3 weeks ago I said that they don't have a tough game until after January sometime. Every team that they play. You know who else, man? The Tampa Bay got an easy schedule too, man. They got an easy schedule too.
Yeah.
Well, but man, listen, I think the Cowboys, man, they look good though. They look good.
Do. Can't take it from them.
You can't take it from them. You can. And really, this is what I wanted to say. The Cowboy team, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb. Man, listen, they are Amari Cooper. There are some good people that you want to win just because of the way they are. You really want to root for them guys. Like Dak is a decent dude. You know what I'm saying? You really want to root for him because of his way he's leadership and the way he bounced back. You really want to root for them. You really want to root for them. But them fans, man.
I feel you, Bishop.
But them fans, man.
I understand.
Because listen, there are some good guys. Elliot, I mean, all of them, man. For real. Because sometimes, man, I be home looking. I be like, man, Dak, all right, dude, man. I hope he, man.
It'd be a great comeback story.
They fans were like obnoxious.
Man, they obnoxious, man. They be 2-9. Be talking about we going to the Super Bowl.
Right, no, and here's the thing about the fans. I remember Cowboys when they was
we America's team.
They was bragging because the one game was against the Redskins. It's like that's just how I'm like, man, come on, just be humble a little bit, man. Just a little bit.
I mean, we gotta move on, man. But really, y'all really helping me out of my I don't want to call it depression, but y'all really helping me out with some therapy right now because man, I really like Dak, but I really don't like the Cowboys fan.
Okay, Stephen A.
No, I mean it ain't like I don't like Stephen A.
All the same way. Every Cowboy fan ain't the same, man.
No, but it's enough of y'all.
But it's enough of y'all that the majority make it like that.
Well, y'all stop being jealous about it, man.
No, I'm just saying, man.
That's the thing. We not jealous.
We not jealous.
No.
You just hear me saying
you know who we jealous of? We jealous of the Patriots. We are not jealous of the Cowboys.
Not at all.
At all.
Not at all.
You ain't jealous of the Patriots? I ain't.
I'm not, but if there was a team to be jealous of,
it would be the Patriots.
Be one that actually won.
Well, it is.
Listen, I even kind of like y'all. I think y'all got a horrible owner, but I think I even like Jerry Jones. Personally, I do. I like Jerry Jones.
He's a good businessman.
He is. That's what I mean. He's a good businessman.
Even more than the fans, he's the reason why I don't like him.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. But I'm saying, as much as I like, as much as I would love to root for Dak, because I think Dak, he got that star.
You still root for Dak. You ain't got to root for Dak.
It might be wrong for me to say what I'm getting ready to say, but I hope the turf is messed up. I'm going. I don't know what was his Elliot. What is the injury he got now?
Oh, it's a calf injury.
Okay, yeah. Them things don't heal for real like they talk about. All right, look, we go to our next segment. We don't have much time. I can't, man. Y'all fast, man. They be calling me and leaving me messages and DMs. And man, this y'all first year being winning in like 20 years. Come on, Elliot, man. I'm sorry, man.
That's not true.
Kids ain't
Go
never
ahead.
seen the calf.
Please say my kids ain't.
Happy Halloween, everybody, and
Let's get it. Going down. The Astros over the Braves. Fourth game 6. But the Braves come on hot. Grand slam in the first inning. Astros eventually cooled them off to win 95. But the Braves will win the World Series. They from the city where the players play. Watch out. Can y'all believe it? The GOAT went down. The Saints take Brady off his game and put him in the lost column. I don't think they was ready for that. The Titans over the Colts in overtime, 34-31. They basically took control of the division, but they lost the heart of the team, Derrick Henry. What becomes of this Tennessee run now? They still may make the playoffs, but it's gonna be a haul.
Man, I think Tennessee done.
I ain't gonna say they done.
Oh, they did sign Adrian Peterson. I think Tennessee done.
Adrian
Peterson is not Derrick Henry.
I know that, but I still don't think
When was the last time Adrian Peterson played?
Last 2 years ago, and he did really well.
For who?
He played for Detroit. That's the only reason why you didn't know, because he played for a bum team. But he put up good numbers.
He did.
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking.
He's a robot, man. He's not 36-year-old man. He a robot. That dude can still play.
He can still play. But they're not done. They're not done.
No, they're not done. But that game should have been done. But Carson Wentz defended that game like the Redskins defended the division.
Exactly.
He gave it to him.
Oh, that was a Redskin. That was a Redskin.
In second place.
Did you just? Okay. I can't. I can't.
All right, I just had to look up. I just look at Adrian Peterson's numbers real quick, y'all. That's all. I just want to look them up. All right, we got to go on, y'all. We got Tony's top 5. Where he's gonna give us the top 5 teams in the NFL. Let's get to it.
Halo.
It's funny every time I see it. Unfortunately, the only team that dropped out of my top 5 this week was Tennessee Titans. They lost Derrick Henry. Even though they won the game, they lost Derrick Henry. There's no way I could keep them in the top 5 after that. But we're going to start with number 5. We got the Bills. And I struggled with this because I had to find somebody in the NFC because I couldn't have the entire – in the AFC because I couldn't have the entire NFC up there. And the Bills still look like the most complete team. They have 2 losses, but they have 2 losses against good teams. So then we'll move on. Arizona, they were my previous number 1. They lost, but they lost a very close game that they very well should have won if A.J. Green would have knew the right route because the ball was right, perfectly catchable, and he was not really defended. So that could have very easily been a win for the Arizona, and the team they lost to is my number 3 team, the Green Bay People sleeping on Green Bay. They lost the first week because Aaron Rodgers was coming out there to prove a point. They got beat worse than they had gotten beaten I don't know how long. But ever since then, they've run win after win after win after win. So I'm going with Green Bay. The number 2 team, those Cowboys. And just like I said below, I struggle with putting the Cowboys number 1 because of how they're playing. I wanted to put them number 1, but then when I thought about the teams that they've played against, and man, that's not the team I had as number 1 either, by the way. We're going to change that. The Cowboys, the way they're playing, I mean, they haven't really shown it up against anybody. And then my number 1 team, it is LA, but it's the other LA team, the Rams. The Rams I have as my number 1 team. Their defense is phenomenal. Their offense, and I said in the beginning of the year that they were my pick to go to the Super Bowl because Matt Stafford is giving them what Jared Goff could not give them. They still have that complete offense, and they're doing it without losing their top 2 running backs. And they just got Henderson back, but they've been playing without their top 2 running backs this year. They got Henderson back. They're putting it together. The Rams are my number 1 team this week. Close with Dallas, but the Rams edge them out. Plus, they just added that bad man Von Miller.
All right, any discussions on that?
Howard just gonna talk.
Hater, all right, what you think, Elliot?
Hey, I like it. I think Green Bay is probably number 1 team, but okay.
You can say that. Green Bay, what they 7-1, right?
They all 7-1.
Yeah, everybody 7-1.
Except the Cowboys, they 6-1.
Yeah,
that's because we won a bye last week. We won that week too.
Yeah, they've been on the bye for most of the season, playing the Eagles, the Giants. Man, nobody trying to do that.
Man, look, man, they play their schedule. I don't want all this mess what they ain't playing. Y'all kill me with that stuff. If y'all had a schedule, y'all say the same thing. You play.
Hold on. Let's not forget. I'm the same fan. I am a Denver Broncos fan, and when they started off 3-0, I said to this panel, y'all don't think that Denver's big. They played the worst teams in the league, and they beat who they were supposed to beat.
Listen, man.
And they ran up against other teams.
Yeah. All right.
All right, well, I understand that, guys. Listen, man, this was a phenomenal show once again. Phenomenal show. I'm gonna take the last word now. So let me get the last word there. Listen, let me see here. Let me get the last word. Here I go. I got the last word, man. I just want to say that everybody out there who might be dealing with the Cowboys being good, you really don't know how to deal with it, and you going through some stuff and you trying to figure out how in the world you gonna overcome these Cowboys people doing all this talking. I just want to tell y'all the only good word I got for you right now is that you're not alone, because I'm in the same boat with you, and I'm letting you know that we're gonna come out on the other side, and them Cowboy fans gonna lose again when they get closer to the Super Bowl and it gets to the playoffs. But if they don't, we still got Jesus, and that's enough. That's the last word today, guys. We're just so good to thank y'all for watching us and being with us on today. And we'll see you guys on next week, man. Thank y'all for watching Sports Talk Unfiltered.